today was, what this group needed to find a way to win a game, to prepare hard, and just continue to grind, adopt a game plan that's a unique one. Washington makes you play a little bit differently, and they're so scrappy. They play so hard. They make you do some things that you normally don't do. And if you're not ready, if you don't have the right mindset, that can really impact you. And I thought our team really prepared well. Coach Holzinger did a great job with the scout, just like our staff always does. I think this team just adopted it, played with grit, toughness, and then it was so neat to see that ball move so quickly, and then just to shoot like we did in the first half. This team has a lot of ability, a lot of potential. They're growing together. This was our 9th game, which means we're still in a typical preseason right now. And this is kind of what I anticipated this team could do going into this season. We just have needed time to grow, learn the language that this program uses with so many new people, and share the experiences together. So our terminology is getting better, our communication's better. We were much more efficient today, and because of that, you saw a team shoot the ball. What would we do? 70, 65%, something like that. Shoot the ball like we did and defend much better. And so, really pleased with the effort, and just excited for the team. Really happy.
Scott, you knew somebody needed to do something other than Aaliyah to get you guys going at some point, and Sasha today just came out. How nice was that to see her and just that confidence that she kind of gained from there? And then she had a fantastic game. I mean, she was 6 for 6 at one point from threes, and just seemed like everything was really fluid for her today.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's a great player, and she's been thrown to the wolves this year in many ways, playing, a point guard position at times, along with Aaliyah, bringing the ball down the floor, kind of doing what you saw, Michaela Pivic do the last few years, in that ball handling role or secondary ball handling role, and at times primary, and so Sasha just brings it every day. I mean, she's an ultimate competitor. She's a McDonald's All-American. She's done nothing but win her whole life. And so she's a catch and shoot player. That's who we recruited. She's more along the lines of a Cat Tudor, than an Aaliyah, who's a true one. And, because of that, she's just been overwhelmed almost with so much information and then thrown to the wolves by very little preseason and right into Pac-12 and, scouts and pressure and big games and all of this stuff. But she's stayed with it, and she's just embraced coaching every day. She shakes off a mistake, moves on. She loves the challenge of it. And so today, the way Washington plays, they help so much and they help so quickly to keep you away from the rim that you've got to make that extra pass. They basically dare you to knock threes down. And this team, when you move the ball against them, you can find shots. And this team today moved the ball so well, got open looks, and I loved her aggressiveness as well as the rest of our team. And I also love those 2 blocks that she had, so you saw that defensive ability as well. So Sasha's a big time player, and I'm really happy for her. Her hard work is paying off.
Scott, Talia played 23 minutes, I think, is the number here in regards to the rotation. That's pretty much 6-person minutes and 5th most on your team as far as just straight minutes goes. Did you anticipate that for a player who kind of showed up here 2 weeks ago, essentially, and then playing that level?
You never know how somebody's going to adapt, to not have a high school season this year at all, to be, basically just working out at home, to come in. How could you even predict, how well she could do? I know her skill set, though, and she's a true one. She handles the ball well. She sees the floor. She's poised in her mind. And everybody that's watched this can see that presence that she has. Nothing really rattles her. Her instincts are excellent. You saw a couple steals, a couple tips. You saw a block, and then you see 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 13 points, something like that, where she's filling the stat sheet. Well, she's, in my opinion, a McDonald's All-American too. I mean, that's she's a big time player. And so for her to come in under Aaliyah's wing basically and say, okay, this is what the one does in our system. And, the team has really rallied around her. She's such a likable person, and she's been such a fluid addition to this team. It's been kind of remarkable actually to watch the whole thing because it's new for me. And so you never know how it's going to go. I didn't know how she'd adapt to the defensive end of the floor, kind of like we talked about the other day in our presser. But obviously a pleasant, not just a surprise. I guess it's just been fun to watch. And so just an amazing player and just another great addition to this program in every way. And so this game today needed, passing was really at a premium, and that's what they make you do. And so this is the role she played today. It fit her game very well. And so her skill set was necessary today.
I don't know.
Scott, you mentioned sorry.
Oh, thanks, Steve. I know planning for 18 three-pointers a game is something you probably would like to have every game, but something you probably won't have every game. But holding them to 34.5% from field goal or general twos and 29% from three, I mean, does that kind of line up with what you've been hoping to see out of your team defensively and winning the rebound battle as well?
Us. I mean, that's what we're known for right there. I mean, that we're known for everything you just said is what this program's known for. It's known for knocking perimeter shots down and having shooting from, typically all four positions. And then it's known for just being tough defensively, making teams grind for everything and keeping them out of transition. Our rebounding is improving. It's still not where we need to be. It's still one of the things that we're talking about constantly. The team's probably sick of it, to be honest, and that's okay because we got to get better. Taking care of the basketball, we're getting better, but making people miss. I wouldn't say that we're a great defensive team yet. We're on our way. I think we have so much room for growth there, and we're going to see more and more. But we have made teams miss. It's just we haven't quite got the number of rebounds we typically do. So I see all those things happening for us as we go, as we continue to play and get reps now. And so ironically, the 18 threes, we tied a record, first time ever in Gill, I was told. But we tied a record that we set against these guys, against Washington up in Husky or American Airlines, whatever, a few years ago, and so we recruit shooters. I said it before the season. This team shoots it as well throughout the roster as I think any team I've coached. And it was nice to see that today. And it was nice to see them just relax and just knock a bunch of shots down.
Scott, 26 assists on 32 baskets. Is that right up there with some of the best, passing you've had in a game with made shots?
Very similar. I mean, that is what this team, a lot of times assists are reflective of who you're playing, the style of defense that you're playing against. The other night, it was tougher to get an assist against Washington State, but they dared you to go play one-on-one, and UCLA plays like that sometimes, and different teams play that way, where that's what they choose. Washington runs at you and tries to create turnovers and tries to create chaos. And if you can manage that chaos, there are passes to be had. And so in this game, it's zone-ish, basically, what you're playing against. I want more assists against the other teams too, as our decision-making gets better and better and some of those turnovers turn into the easier play. But that comes with experience. And so our best basketball's ahead. And so, that's a beautiful stat sheet right there in pretty much every way except for their offensive rebounds. That's the only number I don't like. And their free throw attempts, which I'll look at.
Scott, you kind of mentioned that a little bit about the passing the ball movement, so passing to the premium tonight, but you guys moved the ball really well from side to side and had good spacing too. Did you really enjoy what you guys were able to do on the court and how you created some of those wide open shots?
I loved it. Yeah. I just love the way they executed, how quickly they learned. We always talk about, you never want them to catch up to the ball. Move the ball so quickly the defense can't catch up. And as our decisions get better, that's going to happen more and more. And so the shots went down because we were more open, because we moved the ball so quickly today. And we're seeing just that I don't know, cohesion within our team where they're playing together even better and better and understanding our system better and better to move the ball on time. And so today our looks were, just really good because that ball moves so quickly.
Coach, the other day you said to me that the team was finding their identity. They were kind of finding their charisma. And then going back to Sasha, she didn't play like she was a freshman today. She was flexing on them. She had the emotion, the anger, the excitement on her face. What is it like for you watching that development in just your 9th game of the season?
That makes me happy. That we bring them here to be themselves, and we work so hard in the recruiting process, not only to recruit role models for our community, great teammates to each other, but competitors, ultimate competitors. I mean, that's what this is. This is competing at the very highest level for this age group. And when we want them to be comfortable, we want them to be themselves, and we want to compete with everything they've got, and then actually take it a notch higher as they, get challenged by the best conference in the country, and they get challenged by us as coaches, pushing them every day and trying to add something and making them, to be honest, a little bit uncomfortable, but loved and cared about. And so that just competitiveness, they're all ultimate competitors. They're all winners. They've all won a ton, so yeah, that's what it's supposed to be like. And to be honest, for our program, it's a little weird not having Beaver Nation there, and to where, we just play with so much energy in our building, typically that's just brought out of you. It's taken us a while, I think, just to figure out who are we with cardboard around us, to be honest, in a game, and the other night, the Washington State game, in my opinion, was a breakthrough for this team in who we are as competitors. I thought we competed incredibly well the other night. It was just a massive step forward in that competitive identity, and today was another step forward. And so that's why I think we're, this weekend was exactly what we needed. Now I hope we can just keep playing games.
Scott, I know there's a lot of games left, there's a lot of time left, but did this look like a team that could win NCAA tournament games tonight? No question. There's no question. I think the only question mark we had, in my opinion, other than just cohesion of play and, improvement through games, is who's that backup one for Aaliyah? Who's that backup one? Talia's addition gives us another just true point guard that's played that position her whole life. So it's not a fish out of water surviving, like we had Mick do a few years ago. Had a wing that played the one. Well, by the end of the season, she helps lead us to the Elite Eight, right? And so it worked over time. With this group, with the size that we have, with the shooting ability, the skill set, with the athleticism and the length that we have, no doubt in my mind, no question.
Ellie, how much fun was it out there with everybody seeming to be in a zone tonight, shooting threes and just getting that offense going? How nice was it to start strong and continue on through the first quarter to the end?
Yeah, I think the word you said, fun, is kind of what we focused on. Being on pause and not being able to play for a while was pretty hard and pretty difficult to deal with. And so we've just been talking about bringing joy to the game. And I just feel like that's what we did well tonight. And that just translated to us making threes, celebrating each other, and ended up just having a really good game because of that.
Ellie, for someone like you who transferred into this program, you're trying to not just learn about kind of everyone and how things are done in Corvallis. You go on the long layoff and you've kind of come alive, especially in this one against Washington. I mean, do you kind of feel like you're settling in now? Now that you're at what Scott says, basically the end of a normal non-conference schedule here?
Yeah, I think this is our 9th game. And so being halfway through Pac-12 play is kind of odd. So I think we would have benefited a little bit from having a longer preseason. So it's kind of taken me a bit, but I think that just our team in general is starting to kind of understand each other and start playing really well together.
Ellie, what did you like the most about your offense today? I thought you guys moved the ball really well side to side and found open players that set up some wide open shots. What did you like about what you guys did offensively?
Yeah, we just passed the ball super well. We would get double teamed. They're always very much in help. And so once we drew two, it was just kick out, find the open player, and we shot super well. So it was pretty much impossible to guard us today.
Looking at Talia's play, I mean, for a 17, 18-year-old who joined your team like a week and a half ago and then goes into her first ever game against a Pac-12 opponent and drops 13, 7, and 6. I mean, what is that like? What's she like as a player? And did you guys expect that this was going to be like her debut performance essentially and what she gave you guys?
She doesn't seem like a freshman at all. She's very calm. Even though she might not know exactly what she needs to do, somehow she figures it out and makes everyone around her better. So she's super fun to play with. I didn't really know that much about her before, 2 weeks ago when I found out she was coming. And she's just been a great addition to the team, and we all really love her and have done our best to welcome her to the family. So.
All right, thanks, Ellie.
And just hit every three you threw up there today.
When my teammates put me in great positions to do so.
Yeah, you guys moved the ball really well today. Is that the best, obviously, maybe the best you guys have moved the basketball today? And how open were those shots for you?
Yeah, I think it was. It's definitely a big step up from what we've been doing. We just keep continuing to progress. So, yeah, it felt really good.
Sasha, yeah, in addition to your great three-point shooting, you had some incredible plays on defense. In the short time you've been there, have you seen your game develop on the defensive side?
100% yes. I've been taught things here that I've never even considered in my head before, and it's definitely progressed my game so many levels. It's crazy. I just had no idea about so many things on defense and offense, and I just feel like I'm really growing as a player.
Is that one of the reasons why you came to Oregon State in the first place, I'm assuming?
Yeah, for sure. I saw Coach Rueck's vision for me and me as a player, and I really believed in it. And now that I'm here, I see it was the right choice. I feel like I'm really progressing, and it's really cool.
What does a win and a performance like this tonight do for you guys? I know you guys you started off a little rut, and then you had that long pause. You kind of try to get back into it. What does a game like this, a win like this, just do for you guys heading into the last part of the season?
Yeah, this was definitely a very big time for our team. We've faced a little bit of adversity this year, just with getting games canceled and losing some games too. But, we never gave up. So it means a lot to finally have that work pay off and get this team win. It feels great.
You feel like this team is starting to kind of mature a little bit? I mean, Scott kind of mentioned it. 9 games into a season is basically a non-con in normal years. You're halfway through Pac-12 play. So, does it feel like things are starting to maybe coalesce a little bit?
Yeah, it's definitely weird. We should have played more games by now, but even when we're not playing games, we're developing in practice. And I feel like that's shown through this game that we just played. We've had a lot of games get canceled on us, but that's not stopping us from progressing. Obviously, we'd love to be playing games, but we're going to keep working and keep getting better no matter what.
Could you assess Talia's game, and also just, what does that look like for you also as a freshman to see, the two of you? You've got Savannah, you've got Taylor, you got another top 50 underclassmen in street clothes right now in Kennedy. What does the future of this program kind of look, and how cool is it to see her do that and know you're going to be a part of that as well?
Yeah, Talia's already been awesome for us, obviously, as y'all saw tonight, but she's great. She's a great person. She's a great player. She's so smart. She has a high skill set already. So I can't imagine how she's going to be over the next few years, And then, yeah, my other teammates, they're all crazy talented. I think we're going to be really good, even by the end of this year. I think we're going to be really good.